Happy Toe Talk Tuesday, my friend.
Hello, happy Toe Talk Tuesday. I have no idea what you're going to ask me today.
You have no idea what I'm going to ask you. So I yesterday woke up with this crazy pain in the middle joint of my um right big toe. And we've talked about the right big toe before. Um Sort of overarching themes of the toe. But I thought this
And
one
when
was
you say
especially
really quick,
interesting.
just
Yeah,
for clarity, when you say middle knuckle, because there's the two joints, the one at the base of the toe near that where it connects to the foot, and then there's the next one up.
right. So that middle one, the one that's on
Mm-hmm.
like the toe part, not the
Mm-hmm.
base. And so I was sitting with my toe, massaging it as one does when we do this work. And I was noticing that it really, like the pain is right there in the center of that toe, right in the center of that joint. And um, it goes a little bit towards, like, if there's any radiation of the pain, it's towards the midline. And I can sort of follow that pain up towards, so it's on the top part of my toe. Um, but I do have a little bit of pain in the arch of that foot as well. And when I kind of push on the arch, I feel the pain shooting up like to the underside of that second toe. So we're not here to diagnose anything. There's obviously like some things that um I mean I could talk about the shoes I was wearing, I could talk about all of those, but this is a new thing.
Right. And
This is
and
a
here's
new thing.
and what we do here supports those those other ways of looking at the toes. We're going to talk to you differently than a podiatrist or a naturopath or anything like that. And Marissa, right or left toe, remind me?
It's the right toe.
Okay, that's what I
Mm-hmm.
was feeling. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
What did the toe tell you when you were talking to it? I mean, of course, I've got all the things running in my head right now,
Yeah.
but
And you know me very well. It's interesting because I do feel a lot of shifting and clarity around what I'm here to be doing and the mission. I participated in an incredible masterclass last week, no, the week before, um, around human design. And she's been incorporating AI into human design and had a whole nother way of looking at human design that really looked at like how you are here to be a part of supporting this movement from the old way that we've been doing things into this new way of doing things. And so last week I was really processing a lot of what I was learning, what I had learned and taken in. And then I was also in launch mode with two of my clients. And so there was also this like kind of craziness, um, right, that happens when emails are coming in and Zoom links don't work and all those things. So there was just between the sort of like, oh my gosh, this is incredible information. I just want to take it in. And this is really going to shift and change my connection to my voice, which is why I was kind of surprised it didn't show up in my second toe. Um, yeah, it's just there's clearly I don't think it's necessarily changing my understanding of my purpose, but maybe changing the way in which I understand the importance of my purpose in this moment. Like the context in which my purpose is bigger than me, or my mission is bigger than me. And because it's the way she described it, right? It's no longer just about me being the version of me before people told me who I should be. It really is about the how I am here with that birth chart in this time.
This is beautiful. So, what kept coming up for me when you were describing that? A few things. One, it's absolutely about your life purpose. We know this because it's your big right toe. Two, this impacts the way you move forward. Thus, it's moving into the back, like through the arch of your foot, the very spine of your work, the very support structure, Capricorn girl, of your life. And you did mention that, you were surprised it didn't show up in your second toe, but it did, but it's almost as a secondary. It's almost like the foundation is that big toe and then moving through that.
Mm.
And so what I'd love to touch on is the intense pain in that joint of your toe, because that joint is the midpoint of your life. So no matter how old you are, if you're 100, that's, you look back to 50. If you're 50, you look back to 25. So what I want to invite you to do is just sit with this question for a minute, and all of you can do this, because no matter if you're experiencing pain or not, pick a toe, any toe, and look at that second knuckle, the middle knuckle, and go back halfway through your life and see how something during that time has impacted where you are now. Now, for you, I see this as a pattern or a belief being built in a significant emotional event, a reaction of survival that is ready to break, actually.
Mm. I'm glad I didn't have to break my toe to have that realization. um,
Me too. I know how that feels, and you know how that
I know how it
feels.
feels to me. I know. Yeah. I mean, I think that's such a great question. And like you said, it's a question for everyone because when we do this work, we really, we don't want to get stuck in the past, but we also don't want to avoid learning the lessons from the past and taking that wisdom forward. Um, so I'm almost 50. And yeah, I got married at 25. I started grad school at 25. It was a huge year of transition and transition about change, a partnership, career. Um, we were living in a different country, in a different state than we lived in after I was 25. So yeah, just I'm gonna sit with that.
Please do.
Yeah.
And of course, massaging it and working with that toe to just invite that energy to speak to you. And whether or not one thing comes up, simply by recognizing, I see what this is, I'm feeling into the energy here, and I don't even need to build a story about the what, the how, or anything like that. It's just seeing this pattern and then letting it dissipate. Sometimes we have big changes, like bam, and sometimes we can just let it dissipate. One of the things we don't talk about a ton is the big toe as part of our identity. The other toes support an identity. Our big toes, like our spirit path and our purpose path, these really are identity markers for us. We have more identity around those two things, specifically because of the culture that we live in, that purpose, our career, if you will, how, like, our outward manifestation of our beingness in this world. We do have identity around it. Halfway through your life, you changed your identity in so many ways, from not married to married, from living here to living there, from undergrad to grad, from like all you had a major shift in your identity
Yeah.
at that time. And then let's not forget to mention that during that time, as liberated as we may have been for our time, that looks vastly different 25 years ago than it does now. We were doing the best we could with what our knowledge
Without cell
base,
phones.
without cell phones, and the glass ceiling, which is just there for all people, and I just want to acknowledge was much lower in the 90s than it is now.
Yeah.
And so where did some of those identity shifts move this glass ceiling for you? Because it's not just one, it can show up in all sorts of ways
Yeah.
around this identity. And I really don't use that term very often, the glass ceiling, because there's a lot of baggage around that. But that's really what's coming in, because I'm almost seeing this glass ceiling through that toe, and maybe it's broken and there's shards in there that are asking to just be swept up. I
Mm.
know that was super metaphorical.
No, but that feels very deep. And I think for people who are listening, and again, if this is not the, uh, if you're not feeling middle joint toe pain on your big toe, I think all of us know what it feels like to go through those transitions, like you said, at any age. And so these are such powerful questions too to ask yourself. So the questions that I heard you ask um, was what was going on then, how was it shifting and causing transformation in your life, transition in your life, where were you, and then what was the greater context, because this is the right foot, what was the greater context of the people around you within your family, within your community, and within the world. Um, yeah, I mean, we're talking 2001. There was a lot of things happening in 2001 um, as well. That's very different than 2026. And even if you're 20 right now and you're looking back at 2016, the world was very different. Um, and if you're 100 and looking back 50 years ago at 1976, the world was very different. So that's a really important piece to bring in as well.
We are we are always influenced by our environment. That's part of this human experience.
Yes, we are. Thank you, my
Mm.
friend. See, your
Thank you
toes
for
have stories to tell.
oh, they do. And one of the things I'd love to do is let's do a follow-up on this. So be looking for part 2 of this Toe Talk Tuesday. Let's see where this arc of story with Marissa's life goes right now.
Mhm. See you in 25 years. No, we won't have to wait 25 years for part two.
No, we
Um,
will not.
Thank you so much, my friend. See you
Thank
next
you.
week.